On my way back home, and I gotta talk for a minute because I haven't seen this story pop up yet on my news feed. So I thought, well, I've got 5 minutes. I'll talk about it because I've got an opinion, and everybody's got their own opinion. That's what makes America great. You can have your own opinion on certain things, and you may disagree with me, I may disagree with you, but neither one of us have the right to take each other's opinions away, no matter how right or wrong we are. So, with that being said, here I am sharing my opinion on the worst trade that I have seen personally since Herschel Walker. And, well, fortunately for me, my team was on the good side of the Herschel Walker trade. This time around, however, my team in my country has taken the L, and Joe Biden, who could be defeated by a rock, The Rock could probably beat him, because I would smell what The Rock was cooking if they ran against each other. Joe Biden just made the worst trade in American political history, in my opinion. See, again, that's what makes America great. We all have different opinions. So, what am I saying, dude? Are you mad? Are you upset that Brittney Griner came home? No, I'm not. I'm glad Brittney Griner is coming back to America. That's great. Good for her. I think she was unrightfully detained. I think that they read her rights in Russian. They made her sign Russian paperwork, Russian documentation that she didn't understand. They interrogated her in Russian, which does not surprise me because that's what Russians do. So, no, I do not think that she was rightfully detained over there. I think she was mistreated. And I'm glad that she's coming back home to see her family. I'll put it that way, her family. So this is not me in any way trying to say that Brittney Griner should stay in Russia. But I have some issues with this, some big time issues with this. And you guys know I never talk political on my channel. I never, ever talk political on my channel. But, I mean, you have to have coconuts in your head to not see what is wrong with what just happened. You have Brittney Griner, who got busted for cannabis, from my understanding, on a plane. And you're going to get her back to America by sending them a guy who is known not domestically, internationally. He is known as a criminal of war that supplies arms, the dealer of death. He supplies arms, he supplies weapons to anywhere. This guy has his, well, I don't know if he still does or not, but back in the day, this guy, Russia is laughing at us right now. They think it's hilarious. Congratulations, Putin, on your victory. This guy, at one time, he may still have it, I don't know, but at one time, he had his own private air force that had the capability of loading up AK-47s, Death Merchant, thank you, all kinds of heavy weapons, heavy machinery. He could load them onto these cargo planes and take them anywhere in the world, in the middle of Africa. If you had people in Africa that needed, and he's done this plenty of times in civil wars, people that live in remote areas with no access to weapons, he had his own private air force that delivered the weapons to these people. I mean, that's all that he does. He is a death merchant who delivers weapons and arms to terrorists. That's what he does. And, you know, if you do your research on this guy, there was a sting operation in 2008 where we finally caught him. We finally caught this dude because we had a couple of intelligence agents who posed as some guerrilla leaders who needed weapons in order to fight off the American resistance. And we're talking about millions and millions of dollars worth of arms that they had pretended that they needed. And the guy wasn't going to meet up with them. The guy said, listen, I'm stuck where I'm at. I'm not going to leave. Nobody's even sniffed me for all these years. No one knows where I'm at. They don't know my real name. We still don't know where he was born. We don't know anything about this guy. He's elusive as hell. We cannot catch him. It's impossible. And we completely gave up. And he said, I'm not going to meet with you. You can meet with my representatives. And so our guys said, okay, if you're not going to meet with us, we're out. We're not going to make the deal. That took balls just to do that. But then we go back and we make a new proposition to him, and we say, listen, we want all these weapons, and the reason why we want these weapons is so that when we find American pilots, we want to shoot their heads off, and we want to blow up American planes with your weapons. And as soon as we told him that, death to America, he looked at us and said, you know what? That's exactly what I want. I'll meet you right now in China. I think it was either China or Korea. I forget. It was somewhere over there. But he said, I will meet you in China and I will make this deal with you. And so they met on the 26th floor of a hotel building in a convention room. And that's when he got arrested. And that's how we caught him. Because he was ready to make a understand this, a multi-million-dollar deal to give arms to the enemies of America, whose sole intention and purpose was to kill American pilots and blow up American planes. This guy is bad news. This guy's a terrorist. There's no way around it. This guy is bad. He is one of the most dangerous men on the planet. And he's a Russian. And of course Russia wants him back. Russia's invading Ukraine. They need somebody like that. How are you going to sit here in one breath and say, we support Ukraine and we don't want Russia going in and taking over Ukraine because they're an independent nation and we're going to wave their flags and put Ukraine pins on all of our polos, and then you let go one of the biggest arms dealers in the world to Russia? How does this make sense? Mass media, mass news, they're all going to say, Brittany Griner's coming home. We should all be happy that Brittany Griner this and this is not about Brittany Griner, you morons. Do you not understand what you have just done? You have just signed death warrants probably for thousands of Americans. Because this guy, as pissed off as he was in America before, oh, believe me, this guy will be coming with full force against America now. I promise you, this guy cannot wait to get his hands on America now. I mean, you think it's bad. You think it's bad now. You just wait till this guy starts dealing arms to our enemies, which is exactly what he'll do. Afghanistan is cheering right now. North Korea, China, Russia, they're all cheering right now because you traded this guy, this animal, this war criminal for a lesbian WNBA player that doesn't even care about America. She won't stand for the anthem. She hates our country, and you're going to trade her for him? Am I missing something?
You need to put that in your glove box.
Thank you. Oh, you're here. Good. You haven't heard the news.
What's up?
I'm live right now, going off on a rant. Lady Duke is here. Guys, tomorrow is a pretty important day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Tomorrow is International Cupcake Day, so be sure to get it. Oh, is that not what it is?
No.
Tomorrow is... Tomorrow is our 5th year anniversary. So
there you go.
we're, I know what it is, babe. So we're happy. We're celebrating tonight. But we traded away. Here's what America did. Tell me, this is a she doesn't know. She doesn't know what we just did. So this is a genuine reaction. I just got home. So there's a WNBA player named Brittany Griner. You heard that name?
I think once.
She's from Baylor. She's like 7 foot tall. She looks like dude looks like a lady, as Aerosmith would say. And she's a professional basketball player.
Okay.
I don't know when this happened, but she got busted for cannabis on a plane a year ago. What was it? It's been a little while.
Is this the one in Russia?
Yes.
That's okay. Yep. That's where I'm pretty.
So she is in a Russian prison.
Okay.
And there's an ex-Marine also in this Russian prison.
Okay.
And he's been held for espionage for 10 years. So Joe Biden, being the wonderful dictator that he is, decided that I want Brittany Griner and this ex-Marine back in America, which is great. They should both be in America. I'm fine with that. Nothing wrong with those two being in America.
Okay.
So he says, he says to Russia, what can I give you to get these two people back in America?
How about nothing?
And Vladimir Putin says, was it 8 months? Yes, we need to pull out of Eastern Europe and the Middle East right now. I agree. Vladimir Putin says, I'll tell you what. You give me my greatest arms dealer who you finally caught in 2008, finally caught him after all these years. He started back in the 90s, and we couldn't catch the guy because he was living in Iraq like Saddam Hussein. So this guy is responsible for giving weapons and guns and all kinds of arms to guerrillas in Africa, to our Asian enemies like Korea, China, Russia.
Stop there. We're going to basically give him back one of his war generals?
Yes, we're going to give him this guy, and Putin's going to give us Brittany Griner and the Marine. That's the trade. And wait, before you react, it gets worse.
How much worse are we talking?
Biden said, you know what? I'll take that deal. You give me both of those people, I'll give you your guy. Deal. Let's shake on it.
Oh, Jesus.
And Putin says, wait a minute. On second thought, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to give you the Marine. You just get the basketball player. That's the only thing you get. You get you get the lesbian 7-foot-tall basketball player to go back home to her wife and hate America, which she does. You get the one that takes a knee at the national anthem, who can't stand it, who was a resident in Russia at the time, and she gets to come back to America, who she hates, to be with her lesbian lover and all that. So you get your basketball player back, and I get the guy who's responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of innocent people. Deal. And Biden shook on it.
I would not give Vladimir Putin a prize poodle for that kind of shit.
No way.
I need a drink.
Me too. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm glad she's coming home. I get it. Great for her. Great for hers. But at that price, this is going to make a lot of people mad, but it's my opinion. At that price, let her stay. Seriously, let her stay. How could you not have any kind of remorse? How could you not have any kind of embarrassment when you look on national news and you understand that if I would not have tried to smuggle drugs onto a Russian plane, Russia would not be sitting here with this guy coming back to Russia right now. If it wasn't for me being a complete freaking moron, Russia wouldn't get the dealer of death, or whatever they call him. There's a whole there's a movie about this guy.
And I apologize if my reaction was bad. We need our Marine home.
Micah Parsons. Guys, you guys know, I love you, honey. You're my wife. You're amazing. You're great. I love you. You're incredible.
Are you fixing to get your mouth in trouble?
I'm fixing to say that I freaking love Micah Parsons. And if I was a female, Micah Parsons is the man. I love Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons came out today.
Well then, I can love him too if you can.
Deal. We can all love Micah Parsons together. He's that great. Micah Parsons comes out and says, you didn't free the Marine? The hell's wrong with you? Now he's apologizing for it. I'm sure somebody said something to him, but Micah, we see you, bro. We see you. Like, yeah, you should have freed the Marine too. The Marine needs to come home. Now, I will say that Biden has made it pretty clear he wants to get that Marine home. But again, who else are you going to trade to Russia? I mean, they're just bargaining with you, and they're winning right now. They're winning this whole deal. The fact that you gave him this guy for Griner, what are you going to give up for the Marine? They're going to ask for something else when you could have made the deal for both of them. But no. This is why everybody who is in all these stadiums, like LeBron James and all these people that are holding up signs that say free Griner, I get it, free Griner, that's great. But that added on to the problem. If it was me, if it was you, if it was Joe Schmo sitting in a Russian prison under the exact same circumstances, nobody would care, and this would not have happened. Period. It would not have happened if it was you or me. But it was an ex-WNBA All-Star, Brittany Griner, who athletes from all over the country, fans from all over the world have been begging for her to come home. And now we have no bargaining chip whatsoever. Russia holds all the cards, and Vladimir Putin looked like an absolute genius in comparison to Joe Biden. Now, again, I don't think I've ever talked politics on my channel, but this, I can't ignore this. This is just absolutely idiotic. It makes no sense whatsoever. Now, if anybody wants to try to bring race into it, race has nothing to do with why I am angry about this. Zelensky is 2022, man. Can you believe that? That's just stupid. Give me a...
Would you like to go inside, or do you want to just head on out?
I'm not gonna go out in this. You look beautiful. I ain't gonna be wearing my work clothes to wherever we go. I can't let you look all gorgeous and me look like I just got off an 8-hour shift. We ain't gonna be doing that. We're gonna look good tonight, boys. Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell them boys to pick out a drink for us?
What you think we should drink? Give me one. Since we're celebrating our anniversary a day early.
Something good. I need to forget the whole Biden thing.
Yeah, Lady Duke says she wants to forget about the Biden flip-flop, so anything good. Oh, Trump would have got... Dude, yeah, Trump would have absolutely had them both home. No doubt about it. And it wouldn't have mattered who they were. I mean, just because it's Brittany Griner, you know, I just don't understand it. I really do. Again, if it was just me or you, that trade would have never happened.
I believe that both of them should be able to come home.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's... If you want to try to argue race shit, I don't believe in that shit, and if you want to try to bring it to my table, you best turn your tail and walk away.
Yeah, I mean, that's... We agree on that, you know. Bringing race into anything...
It's just stupid.
Is stupid.
People
Trump would have left her there. Mosh, I love you. Mosh is great.
People are people. The skin color does not matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
People that want to sit there and be like, skin color matters, why don't you go live and walk a mile in their shoes? I got cousins that are half and half.
Mm-hmm.
They are fine people.
Our pharmacist immigrated from, oh, I forget, I think it's Uganda. And there was a lady today that told him he needed to go back to his fucking country. And I looked at her and said, you can leave. Like, straight up, you can, like, his country is the United States. Like, you can leave. Just because he's a black man does not mean you can talk to him like that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. What I'm trying to say is that I'm pissed off, and now I fear for what's going to happen next with America. First of all, Russia's got this guy. They're going to bring him into Russia, and he's going to go from an American prison where he belonged. He's going to go to Russia, where they're going to treat this guy like a freaking king. They're going to roll out the red carpet for him, and he's going to bring all of his connections, all of his intelligence to the Russian military to help them invade Ukraine, continue to Latvia, Estonia, all the Baltic states, and war will break. I mean, this is stupid. It's like something out of a horror movie. It just makes no sense. So I fear for Americans. I fear for Europeans. I fear for Africans, because he will probably go back to delivering weapons to African cartels, and he will deliver to Afghanistan once again. So here comes Al-Qaeda. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. The Marine needs to come home. All of this because Brittany Griner brought drugs onto a Russian plane. Like, if I was... This is stupid of me to say, but if I was Brittany Griner, if I was a 7-foot-tall lesbian, and I came back to America under these circumstances, I would say, I would be absolutely embarrassed beyond belief. I wouldn't even want to come back. I really wouldn't. But I do not anticipate seeing any kind of embarrassment on her end, any kind of remorse. Attach me a photo of the pic you want. Oh, hey, slit it. It doesn't really matter. I'll take whatever. It doesn't matter. He probably made... Yeah, that's right, Billy. He probably did make a lot of American friends. That guy... One of the reasons why this guy was so good at what he did, he was so popular, is because he had connections. The Russians were interested in him originally before we arrested him because of the connections that he had made. This guy had made international connections that the Russians themselves could not make. They want this guy bad. This guy can do things that the Russians cannot do, and he is in Russia right now. That should scare you. But the media, the mass media, all they will talk about is Brittany Griner came home. It's going to be the headline everywhere you go. You can look at CNN back, let's see, that was 12 years ago now. 12 years ago, on 60 Minutes. See you later, Slitta. There's a documentary on YouTube. Watch it. I forget the guy's name, but if you go into YouTube and type the guy's name that we gave to Russia, you'll find a 60 Minutes documentary from 12 years ago. It's about 10 minutes long, maybe less, where all they talk about is how bad this guy is. And he is horrible. And they spend 10 minutes talking about how awful this dude is. And now, fast forward to today, all they're going to talk about is how they're happy that Brittany came home. And they're not going to talk about this guy. All of a sudden, everything he did is okay because Brittany Griner comes home. It's not okay. This guy's not changed.
Y'all gonna think I'm heartless or something, but anyone that murders for fun, just take them, pop them in the back of the head, and let them fall in the grave they dug themselves.
That's what I would have done.
But, you know, we're not supposed to kill. Thou shalt not kill. So
okay,
I will leave that as a fantasy in my head. This
guy is a convicted terrorist, not on a federal scale, on a global scale. We weren't the only country looking for this guy. There were countries all over the planet that were looking for this dude, and we were the ones that just happened to find him.
Judgment will come.
But this guy is wanted on so many levels. He is a global terrorist. And the Russians now have him. Congratulations on the absolute horrible trade, Russia. You won. We're taking the L on this one. On behalf of America, we'll hold the L. This is the worst trade since Herschel Walker. This is awful. And Putin's up there drinking his scotch right now, or his vodka, just with a big smile on his face. Because he knows he just screwed us over. Big time. I can't believe it. I'm flabbergasted. I don't even know what else to say. I'm flabbergasted. And if YouTube takes this video down, fine, but this is stupid. This makes absolutely no sense. Micah, you're right, bro. That ex-Marine's got to come home. I don't know if Brittany Griner better not ever try to step foot in a WNBA again. I'll tell you that right now. I hope she never takes a basketball court one more minute of her life. Because one of two things will happen. Either she'll get booed out of the building or they'll cheer for her like they did on, Kobe's last game. I mean, it's going to be awful. The publicity is going to be through the roof, all about Brittany Griner, and people are going to look at me saying, I should be happy. I should be thankful that she came home. Woo, Brittany Griner, that's great. I'm not mad that she's home. That's wonderful. But man, we got duped on this trade. This was awful. We shouldn't have done it. We should have left her over there, in my opinion. It does seem very fishy. That's a good point. Maybe he did deal with Biden's son. It's almost like Biden, in a way, he could have set this up pretty easily if you think about it, but it's just stupid. I don't get it. I can't wait to see what other individuals are going to say about this. I haven't seen anybody talk about this yet on YouTube, so I thought I'd come out here and say what needed to be said, and hopefully somebody else will come on here and say what they think needs to be said, and I'll see how everybody else thinks about it. But from everything I've seen on social media, the response from this, almost everybody is pissed off, and there's a reason why. Most people are pissed off because of the Marine. I get it. I'm pissed off. He should not be sitting over there right now. That ex-Marine should be coming home too. He really should. I'm with Micah. Why did they not free him? You let Russia completely screw you over, and now you're promising that guy's family that you're going to bring him back to America, which means you're going to have to make another trade to get him back. You're not going to get him back for nothing, so what else are you going to give Russia? You're not done yet. And we didn't even get any compensatory picks out of this deal. Like, this is awful. I don't know, man. I'm done with it. We're going to go enjoy our anniversary celebration. And we're going to drink whatever we want, but it's not going to be vodka.
Oh, somebody said vodka?
No, I said it's not going to be vodka because that's from Russia, and we're not drinking anything Russian tonight. Forget about it. But the United States, we're holding the L tonight. We got our butts kicked, guys. I don't know what this feels like, a Crow video. I don't know what to say. Russia duped us, man. Congratulations, Russia. You were the better team. You made the better trade. You win. We lose. Salute to you. Can't wait to lose to you again. That's how I feel, Packers fan. That's exactly how I feel. You just put it into words, man. It's going to be all of us pretty soon right there. Billy says I heard Billy talk about margaritas on his show not too long ago. He says margaritas pretty good, so we might go with margaritas. I like that idea. All right, man. You guys have a good one. It's the Great Duke Bothers. This sucks, man. I'm pissed. You got any last words?
Nothing I can say on camera at this point.
Yeah, that's right, because we're on YouTube. So, all right. You guys have a good one. We're going to go celebrate. Congratulations again, Putin. Russia, you win. Kicked our butts. See you, Mosh. You guys have a good one. I'm out.